Well, good to hear from Pontyclean's finest and also from Scott Marsh, champion. Now, Davin Roberts on the outside of row number 1 for this race at the Rotax US Trophy Finals at the wonderful Newcastle Motorsport Park. Davin Roberts claimed his first ticket with 2 corners to go with an absolute peach of a passing move. So here we go. Jacob Ashcroft will start from pole with North Carolina's Davin Roberts on the outside of row number 1. Row number 2, Eason Seng and Hamish Campbell, Chinese Taipei and the islands of Taiwan and Australia on row 2. Tish van Wyk and Matthias Kjellerup are on row 3. Jeremy Roivers and Pedro Alves de Lima on row 4. Fernando Paimare and Connor Clancy go from row number 5. Ryan Bourguignon and Noah Janssen start from row 6. Atia Mark Kalapax and Lewis Goff on row 7. Panu Steemonkong and Michael Soltis are next up, with Taish Stevens and Alex Rogowski next. Gabriel Benecci and Patrick Mikalik round out your top 20. Simba Matoda and Luke Hill from South Africa on row 11. Toby Gale and Seung-Soo Park from South Korea are next. Francisco Figueroa and Cole Medeiros from Canada. Then it is Colombia's Luis Alejandro Omana Sanchez and Arafat Sheikh, followed by Miro Leskinen and Salvador Ricci. That's your top 30. Federico Celales Prieto and Antonio Macedo, with Ty Fisher, George Papalovich, William Corey and Tom Strella starting at the back. They come into the tram lines and lights are not out. We will go around again, which gives, I mean, the formation looked bad at the back, didn't it? Which was good news for your brother Ty, because if you're starting at the back, well, you're starting at the back, do you want to be right there in one big group, or would you rather be a little bit further back and take the start at a faster speed? You've got a little bit more room to avoid any incidents. How would you prefer that?
For sure. From my experience, I do like to leave a little bit of the gap. So when you see that green light, you can just, smash on the gas right away, and you can make up a few passes around, inside, outside, kind of wherever you see some open room on the track. Yeah,
so we'll start again. I have to say, it's great looking at the camera shots with the shows of spectators and the family members and the mechanics, because there are a lot of people here. There's, imagine, 400 drivers, 400 mechanics. There's probably the best part of 4,000 people in and around this area, isn't there?
Yeah, quite a few people. You got all the parents, siblings too. Some people bring out their coaches.
And also, I was speaking to a few people in the hotel that we're in, and they're saying this is a big event for this area. There have been spectators here that have come. People at the welcome party that were just that came along, and there are people here that aren't involved in sport. They just heard about it, and they're watching.
Yeah, they want to come join the party. They want to see what karting's all about. I mean, it's an amazing. Amazing
Jacob
event,
Ashcroft
so
there, being a little bit, demonstrative. Davin Roberts he's just a chill.
He's just ready to go.
Davin as what he is. Lights are out, we're off and racing. Ashcroft into turn number 1, and wheel-to-wheel contact back in the middle of the pack there, but they all managed to stay straight, and Ashcroft has the lead. Roberts into P2. Davin Roberts, since he's got his ticket, Davin Roberts has been a different driver. He has been, he's been pumped up, and it's given him such a huge boost. And he suddenly finds himself directly behind a driver who's finished on the podium at the Grand Finals twice in his career, and he's only in juniors now. Out to turn number 7. Good start all round. Keep an eye on Ty Fisher. Right, hang on a second. Ty Fisher is still, he's up 3 places, I think. That's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, if Davin Roberts, he's still probably one of the on the younger side of the junior drivers.
So Davin Roberts is a month older than
the youngest.
Kai Clark.
Right. Yeah.
So that was how we found out. But as we complete lap number 1, Jeremy Roivers up into P2. So you like the Spanish colours? There are the Spanish colours in there. So Roivers, this is his first ticket to the Grand Finals. He's the son of Campillos karting Campillos circuit owner Martin Roivers, and kart centre Campillos, the long-time home of the Rotax Winter Cup. Not next year for some unearthly reason. I have no idea why, because it's a fantastic venue. Roivers is giving it to Jacob Ashcroft. It's bringing Tish Van Wyk, Roberts, and Eason Tseng. Another driver who's done some racing in the United States is Eason Tseng.
Yep. Yeah, you can see Jacob Ashcroft getting a little bit of a gap there as they battle on a little further back. But
yeah, because Tish Van Wyk up the inside of Roivers. And so you can see the difference in height in the drivers between, say, Roivers and Roberts. Even though Jeremy Roivers is a year older than Davin Roberts, you know, what does... Okay, so Ty is sort of average height. You're a little bit on the short side for like a senior driver.
Right.
How do you use that to your advantage?
Definitely in the wet, in the rain, I think Davin Roberts has an advantage being, having that extra height, having that extra body weight to be able to lean, on the curbs where like the grip is, where the grip isn't, for sure. Now,
one of the great features of having our new broadcast partners Alpha Live is that we can actually go and speak to Davin Roberts' dad, Nathan, right now. Kyle Lawrence, take it away. Nathan, your boy's in the top 4.
I managed to grab Mr. Roberts here. He's busy watching his son. We were up in the front, dropped down to 4th. Mr. Roberts, how are you feeling right now? What's going on? What more do you need him to do?
I just need him to maintain spot. He was purple that last section. He keeps leaving the door open. He's got to keep it closed so he can maintain track position. Yeah, start moving back forward.
Yeah, going to the outside isn't helping him. He needs to move forward, not go backwards. Are you seeing anything that you can work on for the next race?
Just car placement with competition behind us. Just got to make sure we maintain what we got.
All right, awesome. We'll let you get back to it.
Yes, sir.
Well, there's Nathan Roberts. Nathan used to work for a couple of NASCAR Cup Series teams. I think Roush Racing used to work for Richard Childress. He knows how to get it done, put it that way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But he's right in what he's saying. Car placement, that's something that, you only really learn in a race, isn't it?
Right, yeah, for sure. Where you decide to, dive it in and make a pass is very important because you never know.
Now, Tish Van Wyk, in the meantime, has taken over the race lead from Jacob Ashcroft. Jeremy Roivers is third, and that is, that's the one of, who was that pulling wide there? Possibly Lewis Goff. Jacob Ashcroft has fallen back to 9th position. So I'm not quite sure where Ashcroft is. In fact, it was Ashcroft in the 2-4-6 going backwards. Davin Roberts is back up to 3rd. Van Wyk and Roivers battling. So you can see Jeremy Roivers trying to tell Tish Van Wyk, work with me.
Right, yeah, of course. They want to, just work together, try to get just some clean driving. You can see some of the drivers defending already somewhat early in the race. I mean, still 3 laps to go.
And already, Davin Roberts is back to 3rd. They've caught up at the start of this lap. The top 2 had a 10-kart length lead. Now we're going up towards turn number 7. Roberts, Tseng, and Paimare is right there. In fact, there goes Estonia's number 262, 272 rather, Fernando Paimare. And we'll get that right, Paimare. He is there and moving up to the inside. Goff, Janssen, Ashcroft, Kellerup, Bourguignon, Soltis, etc. are next.
Yeah, you see a lot of the drivers outside, inside. This track is very wide, which allows for them to, kind of place their carts kind of all over the track to try to see what works. But
yes, but of course, now Roberts is back into P2. You can see him hunkering down behind the NASA panel, can't you? That's just trying to create maximum aerodynamic efficiency. This is great stuff. How badly do you want to be in the middle of that pack right now?
Oh, Autumn? It's so hard to watch. I'm so supportive. I'm happy Ty's here, but I just want to be out on the track racing.
Now, Ty has gained 11 positions up to 22nd. Have you been trying to keep an eye on him?
Yeah, I've been trying to see how he's doing. I mean, the more you move up, the better. But yes, hopefully if he can finish in the top 20,
well, he's gaining ground. Now, of course, there is a Jacob Ashcroft's third kart in line. The 266 kart, Jeremy Roivers, has also fallen back a little bit. So Lewis Goff is now up into 4th place. There's Roivers side by side with Seng. That's Paimare in the 272 kart. So, and Tish van Wyk. So, they're going to be starting lap number 6 out of 7. 2 tall drivers, Van Wyk and Roberts, have got this one to themselves, but look at Goff and Ashcroft closing in.
Yeah, you see as Van Wyk is blocking, the other drivers are catching back up. They may have a gap for a few corners, but now look at them all together.
And Roberts gets freight trained by no fault of his own because the 2 British drivers had a huge speed differential with the slipstream effect. That was incredible from Lewis Goff and Jacob Ashcroft, but Van Wyk still leads, and now we've got a 2-4-6 kart battle. Paimare, Roivers, Seng and Hamish Campbell are there as well. Janssen and Bourguignon.
Yeah, all the drivers just trying to find ground, getting their elbows out. You see about, what is that, 10 drivers all fighting up there?
Yep, last lap in it. We are right in the mix. Hamish Campbell from Australia in 6th. Couple of drivers at the back. You can quite see where they are. 2 corners to go. Tish van Wyk has the advantage. Lewis Goff is 2nd. Ashcroft is 4th. Roberts is 5th. And I can't see who's 3rd. 2 drivers up in the background. And checkered flag, Tish van Wyk, who didn't, it was Eason Seng. Eason Seng is standing next to his kart. Oh, what a...
Disappointing.
That is cruel.
For sure.
He had driven so well.
Especially coming out of that last corner to just, it looked like he took the curb and got a little too much. You know, those curbs are quite steep, so.
Yeah, it is. You know, we can maybe have a little look back at the last corner in a moment, if we can. There is the forlorn figure. Now, talk us through what you're seeing. Well, look how you mentioned about curbs.
Yeah, I see he kind of clipped the first part of the curb, and that just sent the kart, as you see both of them just drift off into the grass.
And on the outside, you know, the driver on the outside literally couldn't do anything about that whatsoever. I'm trying to see who that was on the outside line. I think that was Matthias Kjellerup or Toby Gale, who were on the outside there and just, you know, had nowhere to go. But in the mix of all that, Ty, your brother Ty, P15.
Wow, that's pretty well from, you know, what did he start? 32nd, I believe?
32nd,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so
shows it can be done.
It can be done.
Tish van Wyk, Lewis Goff and Fernando Paimare. The Netherlands, UK, Estonia, the top 3. Jacob Ashcroft, Davin Roberts. That's the first time in Grand Final history we have spoken to a dad during a kart race. I'm so glad that Nathan Roberts does not use cuss words because most dads do.
Oh, I know. Mine sure does.
Looking back there, names to look out for. T. Stevens, only 14th. Further back in the pack, you can see the results there. Autumn, you're coming back to do all the junior Rotax races this week. Is that all right, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the first one was a little bit nerve-wracking, but it's really cool to be up here, you know, talking with you, seeing all the drivers, you know, racing down there. It's a great view, and it's really fun to talk about it. Yeah,
and, you know, you can sort of, like, go back, and you don't have to stand. So if you weren't racing, you'd be watching with your parents, your mum and dad, having to deal with mum getting really nervous and dad getting really angry, or vice versa?
Mom's definitely really nervous, probably more nervous than my brother down there. Dad's just, you know, holding his breath, praying on his greatness, hopefully.
Okay, thank you very much, Autumn Fisher. We're going to go take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back to speak to some of the contenders from that last junior race next.